Cameroon for the first 30 minutes of the game were chasing shadows.
Yeah, they
Bafana looked like the best side in African football for large portions of that.
Yeah, when they had Pizzo at the helm, Mamelodi Sundowns was a beast, you know.
That country, they're football crazy. The value of football in that country is crazy.
That's massive.
There's money in the clubs down at the bottom. AFCON teams find themselves in the final four. The FA Cup rolls out roadblocks and Barcelona win the Saudi Pro League Cup. This is Black and White Boots.
FA Cup.
FA Cup. Brother.
There's a team there in the FA Cup that lost.
Are we talking about Man United already? Because there's a bigger upset than that. There's one bigger upset, which is the holders, Crystal Palace, going out to Macclesfield.
Yeah, no, that's massive.
That's massive.
Yeah.
That's a big upset.
Yeah,
the
true.
holders of the FA Cup, high-flying Crystal Palace Premier League team, out to Macclesfield. I mean, where are they in the league table, in the English league setup? They are 14th in National League, North-South.
Yeah. That's what, that's like, what? That's below, hey?
That's so far down.
But what does that say about the quality of football in that country?
Look, England is the football capital for club football. It has to be. They have the best lower leagues. They have the best penultimate league, and they have the best Premier League.
Yeah.
So it's that country. They're football crazy. The value of football in that country is crazy.
That's massive.
There's money in the clubs down at the bottom. And I mean, we saw it with, speaking of money, Wrexham. Wrexham kicked out Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup.
What a story about that team, eh? What a crazy, crazy story. Because I can just foresee them going all the way to the Premier League, and you can imagine the Netflix docu that's going to happen.
Sometimes it makes sense to have owners who know nothing about football. As long as they say, I know nothing about football. I just want to get the best guys.
Yeah.
Who's the best guy? Ask someone, hey, who's the best guy I can get in football?
Yeah.
Who knows football? He's in charge.
Yeah.
And it's like, we'll be there to motivate people, whatever. We know how to do that. We don't know football.
Yeah.
We know how to be like, hey, guys, come on, let's get together. Let's do this thing. We're looking like we're going to achieve something beautiful, etc. So, they could find themselves in the Premier League in the next couple of years. Yeah. So that won't be beyond. But let's talk about it. Manchester United, the biggest news in football every weekend. Since we've returned, there's been a lot that's happened. Most notably, the sacking of Ruben Amorim.
It's crazy, man. And you and I talked about it, and you were like, it's not a good idea, you don't think?
I like him.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. And this isn't upsetting like when Ten Hag was sacked or upsetting like previous managers were sacked.
Why is that?
Because it's upsetting in a different way. Because I've been upset with almost all of the manager sackings. I think Ten Hag, it came too late. You should have given Amorim a full season, etc. in that stage. Ruben Amorim still not managed a full season at Manchester United. He covered an entire year, but it was across 2 separate seasons.
Yes.
But I think that under Ten Hag, Man United weren't improving. There was regression. The team wasn't looking better.
Yeah.
I think under Ruben Amorim, I thought Man United were playing better.
Yeah, there was
I think they were improving. Yeah.
It was not wow, but they were getting somewhere. And you're seeking a manager that is 3 points behind top 4.
Okay, but improvement not on results in the play. I think that the team is a better team. I think they dropped some points now with particularly Brian Mbeumo.
Living to AFCON,
He's essential to Manchester United in the system that Ruben Amorim wanted to play.
Yeah.
If you're playing 3 at the back, then you needed Brian Mbeumo in that team. He was so important.
Yeah, he covers a lot of space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think he's critical to be able to play wide, but in one of those two number 10 positions instead of a full-on winger. I think he was important for that team. So it's difficult for me to take because I just think now, here we start again.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I was saying earlier on, I mean, who do you get now? You know, United have tried everything. They've tried the tested managers like in Mourinho. They've tried club legend. They've tried up-and-coming guys who are like enterprising with new ideas in terms of football in Amorim, and it seems like it's not working. Which direction as a club do they take right now? It's crazy. I think sacking Amorim was just something else.
I think the most critical thing to do now is to find a coach and not a manager. Because if they get another manager, he's going to be upset again because he realizes he's got no control in this club. If this is the decision, I don't like this decision that they've made, but it's the decision they've made.
Yeah.
Is that Jason Wilcox is the manager of the team.
Yeah.
He's the behind the scenes manager. He runs the thing. You coach the team. You pick a team sheet. You coach the guys weekdays, and then on-field decisions on the day is that, okay, I need to make this substitution, that substitution, whatever. But you play by my system, my players, my rules, how I want things to happen, right?
Yeah.
So I don't like that. I'd much rather have a manager in place who has control of the club, a good manager. But this is the decision they've made. So now, don't bring in another manager. Bring in a coach. Similar to how we see it in our local league, in the Betway Premiership. Yeah. A lot of the clubs are run like that. There's a coach. There's no managers. Yeah. There's a head coach.
There's a head coach who's just responsible for the club's play and all of that.
That's
nothing behind signing players and all of those things. You don't get involved.
You're not involved.
You just said, I need a striker.
I need a striker.
And they'll go look for a striker for him, like, oh, okay, we've got Marco.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's the decision Man United have made. And for me, I think that the best man for that job, who's available probably in the summer, will be Kieran McKenna.
Okay.
He knows the club.
Yeah.
He was very successful with Ipswich.
Yeah.
And he has coached at Manchester United. As a coach, there's a lot of managers who don't even coach the team, right? They work as managers and then they're still there making decisions on the field, etc. But they have coaches who are there to run the drills. Run the drills, whatever. You put up the paperwork on the board, everything.
They do all of the dirty work per se.
Yes, exactly. And we don't even know who they are, right? There's an assistant manager who's probably a head coach. You know, Man United need one of those guys. And I think Kieran McKenna's that guy. But
yeah, I don't know which direction it's going to go, but I just feel like like our friend would like to say, you know, doing same thing over and over, expecting different results. It's insanity.
It's insanity.
It's crazy.
And Manchester United now have 7, 8 centre-backs?
Yeah.
Because the system needed 6, right? It's because you need 3 and you need 3 backups for those 3 positions. Because Luke Shaw was the left centre-back.
Yeah.
Lissandro Martinez is the left centre-back. You can't play them on the right centre-back or whatever. So you need cover for that position. Then your main centre-back, Maguire, Matthias de Ligt. And then you've got Aiden Heaven, Lenny Yoro.
Yeah.
Those are 6 first-team centre-backs at that club now that's going to play in a 4-4-2 system.
Because there's a new manager in town.
There's a new manager. And that's going to be Man United's system. Now, after the Ruben Amorim thing, when they realize the fans are going to say 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-2 or whatever, that's Man United's
you're going to have an oversupply in the back line.
There's too many centre-backs, so someone's going to have to go. Who goes? Matthias de Ligt and Harry Maguire, probably. Those are going to be the 2 players who are going to be sacrificed for it, because I think that Man United's preferred centre-back pairing now is Aiden Heaven and Lissandro Martinez. Now, you've spent big money on de Ligt. You've spent big money on Lenny Yoro.
You're not going to let them go. Lenny Yoro is still young.
Lenny Yoro is still young, so he's going to be a backup at Man United. But isn't he too good, too big a profile? He could have gone to Real Madrid. Real Madrid wanted to sign him for free. He went to Man United a year earlier. He's too big a profile to be sitting on the bench, but he's not first in the pecking order, clearly.
Yeah.
So
it's a bit of a mess.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I don't think Man United have fullbacks. You know, Diogo Dalot.
Yeah, and Dorgu.
And Patrick Dorgu, but Patrick Dorgu came in as a wing back.
Yeah.
Amad Diallo has performed well as a wing back. Now, where does Ahmad play? Well, Ahmad has to play as a winger because you can't have him as a right fullback.
He's not going to give you
He's
anything defensively.
Not nearly enough,
Yeah.
right? He's going to need too much cover, and now you don't have 3 centre backs. So now Ahmad and Brian Mbeumo are going to be competing for that right winger position. And Ahmad has done,
system,
and we'll get to AFCON now, but Ahmad has done so well at AFCON. Now you've got Brian Mbeumo and Ahmad competing for that position on the right wing. And Manchester United, we go back to the FA Cup now against Brighton. They had 5 number 10s on the field, from what I counted. Kobbie Mainoo is best as a number 10.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes was playing at number 10. There was Mason Mount, who was also in the thing. And who else was in that starting lineup that I regard as a number 10? Matthias Cunha.
Matthias Cunha,
It's
yeah.
4. So it's 4 number 10s in that starting lineup in a 4-2-3-1 system. So, yeah, I think Cunha's going to have to be a winger. He's going to have to play left wing for Manchester United. He came in as a 10. He's going to play left wing. Brian Mbeumo came in as a 10. He's going to have to play right wing. And now you've got 4, 5 very good number 10s in the team. Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes, Matthias Cunha, Brian Mbeumo, Kobbie Mainoo. You've got to overload in a number, and you're only going to have 1 number 10 position in reality. And the only place that Man United don't have players is number 9.
Yeah, number 9 and the number 6, I think.
And number 6 is also
quite
up there.
thin.
Yeah, but okay, look, Ugarte will benefit from this system because you can play Ugarte and Casemiro next to him, and then they'll be more as a double pivot, and they'll be more stable like that. But Kobbie Mainoo needs games, and whoever comes in now is going to be Michael Carrick, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Maybe it'll stay Darren Fletcher. Who knows what it's going to be, right, for the rest of the season. They Manchester United boys, they're going to want Kobbie Mainoo to succeed. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. I suppose Shea Lacey, he looks like a bright spark. Man United's academy delivering the bright sparks again. Manchester United have to rely on that academy. Came on as a sub. Yeah. Played well, was effective, and then got himself a red card from like a bad foul and then throwing the ball away. Silly, young player.
Yeah,
You'll learn from that.
Yeah.
But he looks like a class act. So, yeah, I think that's the biggest news from the FA Cup. Man United out in the 3rd round. It's that they've going to play 40 games this season.
For the first time in 111 years, bro.
And that's because the old league setup had fewer teams.
Yeah,
this is the least games they could play because they eliminated first time of asking at the Carabao, first time of asking at FA Cup. So it's just the 38 Premier League games, really.
That is insane for a team like Manchester United.
For a club of that stature is not nearly good enough.
It's not good enough at all.
Look at how many games Real Madrid and Barcelona are going to play this season.
Sure. It's crazy.
Bayern Munich, look how many games they're going to play this season. Yeah. And it just shows you, because those are the only, you mentioned 4 biggest names in world football.
Yeah.
It's those 4 clubs.
Yeah.
And it shows you how far Manchester United have fallen behind.
Yeah.
Because you've never seen Barcelona have had their troubles. Real Madrid have had their troubles. Bayern Munich have had their troubles, but they've never fallen away the way Manchester United.
I think the reliance on...
this looks more like when Liverpool fell away in the late 80s.
Yeah, and look how it took them to get back to their feet. It took like almost 30 years.
And even then, still the success hasn't been what's required.
Really wow.
No, because Man City have been so good, that has to be said.
Yeah, if you take away Manchester City, Liverpool will have had the greatest of comebacks in terms of dominating world football.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the reality that we sit in. That's the FA Cup. 4th round draw will be coming up this week. Of course, we won't be speaking about Liverpool's game because we are recording this before Liverpool play against Barnsley this evening. You'll be watching this after that result. So, hey, why not leave a comment and just talk about it?
Yeah.
Aston Villa Tottenham, I think that's the biggest fixture from this round, 3rd round. This is the first round for Premier League Cups.
Yeah.
So there's 2 rounds of FA Cup football before Premier League Cups are introduced to the league, to the cup format. Spurs versus Aston Villa, first pick. Wow.
Yeah, look,
it's a tough draw for Spurs.
Yeah, I'll go with Villa any day in this season, honestly.
Yeah, and that's why Aston Villa won that game 2-1. So I think that was the biggest fixture of the
Any day, Aston
round
Villa,
3.
like you can't bet against Aston Villa.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Man United are knocking on the door for Unai Emery. But ask Arsenal fans how that one went.
Yeah, look, I think there's just managers that are do well in like not so big teams, you know. Like if
That
you
maybe
look
they
at
don't do well with the pressure of
all
it,
the
or
pressure
something,
and all
or
of that. I mean,
the
if you
involvement.
look at how Unai started this season, and if you just maybe reference that to how Arne Slot was feeling the pressure when Liverpool was not getting the results compared to how Unai was getting the pressure. It's two different pressures. I mean, Unai for the longest time was sitting at relegation zone, but there was not even a talk of him going, you know.
No.
You know, but
compared to Slot, who had a few bad results, but he was never looking at the bottom of the table.
Yeah. And there was already talk.
You know, so that pressure is a different pressure.
Yeah, it's a different pressure. And I mean, if you look at his success at Sevilla, you know, Sevilla is big, but it's not in the context of what we're talking about. I don't think Sevilla is that massive.
He's only been at one massive football club, and that's Arsenal, and it didn't go well.
And then it didn't go so well for him. So I think he must just stay there and try and.
There's going to be a lot more weeks of us talking about who's coming in at Manchester United. I can say that much.
I mean, people are talking about like Enrique, you know. Can they go get Enrique from PSG, which I don't think it will. Well,
would that be a good move for him?
Look,
it's Manchester United.
It's Manchester United. When it comes,
you've done everything you can at PSG.
Yeah, you've won everything.
What else are you going to do?
What else can you do? Maybe you want a new project that's going to challenge you.
He's got good experience. I mean, he was mildly successful at Barcelona. Yeah. Massively successful.
No, after Pep, I think is the best. Yeah, I think it was after Pep. I think is the closest thing to success in terms of.
Yeah, besides now this Hansi Flick era looks like it'll bring more.
Yeah, it will bring
success.
More. But I think
Hansi Flick's never lost the final.
Yeah, look. And still Barcelona is not like the Barcelona we know and fear, and he's still like just getting those results, you know.
Yeah, they're looking more and more like it, but not quite.
They're not there yet.
They're not a Pep Guardiola Barcelona.
No, I think it's going to be a while until we get such.
Yeah. I mean, Yamal will have to improve a lot to replace Messi.
Yeah, no, it's
okay, so let's pop over to the Premier League while we're on the subject of English football. Yeah. Obviously, Amorim out with a Manchester derby coming up.
Oof.
No manager at Manchester United yet, but I do think there'll be a manager before the Manchester City game on Saturday, although Darren Fletcher might still be he might be the caretaker manager or whatever.
What is it? It's a caretaker? And okay, so there's a
caretaker for now.
And they're looking for the interim.
Interim will replace him. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's insane.
And I don't think it that makes me think more and more that it wasn't for football reasons. The relationship was broken between Ruben Amorim. Because if it was for football reasons, you might as well have kept him for the season.
Yeah, no, of course.
Because Manchester United, you know, now they had Darren Fletcher. If Ruben Amorim was still manager, maybe they'd still be in the FA Cup. They're pushing for European football. 5th position looks like it'll be enough for an English team to be in the Champions League. And the press statement said this is for our best opportunity to qualify for Champions League. That's not true. It's personal reasons. It's the relationship was broken between
it was gone.
Jason Wilcox and Ruben Amorim.
That's done.
So Manchester derby this weekend. Manchester City licking their lips. They just scored 10 goals in the FA Cup.
Yeah, but they haven't been doing well in the league. I mean, 3 draws in a row. 2 centre backs gone.
It's true.
Yeah,
Benjamin Sesko is now scoring goals for Manchester United. He's a big boy. It's going to be difficult for Manchester City's defense to deal with him. However, Man United's own defense, even with players back, looks leaky.
Yeah.
And they play at a very pedestrian pace, like it's a training game. So maybe because it's a derby, United players will have some fire in their belly, and that might give.
Who's at home? I didn't even.
I think it's at City.
Let me double check it.
I'll check for you right now. It's at Old Trafford.
It's Old Trafford. So yeah, look, I think we might have a good game in the sense that it might not just be like one of those where, like, explaining that Manchester United are not really firing. They don't inspire confidence. I think it's one
very
of those.
pedestrian against Brighton in the FA Cup. It looked like a training.
But they were also
game.
at home as well against Brighton. So we don't know which Manchester United is going to show up on Saturday. But
I've been saying this about Chelsea for weeks.
Yeah,
Manchester United's been the same story lately. You don't know who's going to show up.
Yeah, I'm not confident about Manchester City going to United, and
it's a derby. So
it's a derby, Yeah.
But I think that City right now, Man United, this is the time to play Man United. They don't have a manager. No one knows what's going on. They've been playing with 3 at the back all season. Now the system's going to be different. Yeah, it's a good time for Manchester City.
Look, there's definitely an opportunity to exploit from Manchester United, because that front line, Manchester City, it's deadly. They're quick. Checky is something else. Yes,
he's a top talent.
Yeah.
He's a maverick, and he's hard to deal with. And then Erling Haaland is still the leading goal scorer in the league.
Imagine Doku there.
Yeah, Manchester United have trouble coming their way.
There is definitely trouble. There's just something missing.
Mazraoui still won't be back for Manchester United. And I think he would
will be back.
Mbeumo and Ahmad looks like they'll be back and ready to play on Saturday.
Yeah.
But Mazraoui would be your preferred right back, who you'd try and task with dealing with Dorgu. Now it's going to be Diogo Dalot.
Yeah. Now let's see. But I still have my reservations with Manchester City. They're just failing to they're playing well. They're getting their goals. I know the last game that they drew, they had a lot of chances that they should have converted, which is unlike City. But I just feel like their game management, it's lacking a little bit. And that's, as a result, they're just like conceding in the last minute and not managing the game and concluding on the game, because usually City, when they get those chances, they bury them instantly.
That's it.
Yeah.
And they've been doing that.
They've been doing that for years. But so far, I think
City lacking a little bit.
There's something to exploit from Manchester United side.
In terms of the title, I think the only team that can really oppose Arsenal is Manchester City.
I mean, Arsenal went on and dropped points when they needed to also win to increase that gap.
But drop points against Liverpool, in reality,
it's not a bad
result. Yeah. It's not the end of the world to drop a couple points against Liverpool.
Especially if you're playing the top side,
And they travel to Forest.
But also, is Liverpool really a top side right now?
But still, I mean, in the context of the league, point there is not the worst result. Now they travel to Forest, they have to win. And Manchester City have a Manchester derby to deal with. Aston Villa will play at home against Everton on Sunday. Points in the bag.
Yeah.
Aston Villa might be the closest contenders to Arsenal later in the season.
They just needed to win that game against Arsenal. It would have made
a huge difference.
Yeah.
That was a big result for Arsenal.
For Arsenal, yeah.
Massive result.
That's what you need. If you you need to get rid of your immediate rivalry.
Yeah.
In this title chase. But
Arsenal haven't been too bad at getting rid of the immediate rivals in their title pushes. It's been some of the games that should have been a given, giving away 3 points at Southampton, giving away 3 points at clubs like that.
Yeah.
So they got through the Christmas period well.
Hey, which is something
for Arsenal.
Yeah.
So they can only get in their own way from now on.
Yeah.
Liverpool will be playing Burnley. That should be points on the board for them at home to Burnley.
It's done, man.
Chelsea against Brentford, who aren't the same team without Thomas Frank.
But Chelsea's Chelsea as well.
Yeah, who's going to show up? And a little bit of a relegation battle, this one. Tottenham versus West Ham.
Yeah, West Ham needs to get points in the board or else they're going to find themselves in trouble, eh?
And Nuno might get fired twice by 2 different clubs in the same season of a Premier League.
Yeah, that would be devastating.
That'll be devastating to his reputation. Yeah, and he's a top manager. He shouldn't be doing that. Brighton on Monday night against Bournemouth, who under Areola are flying, and Fabian Hurtler, also tremendous manager and doing great work with Brighton.
Maybe there's the manager for you guys.
Yeah, one of them. Monday night might be the battle of the Manchester United job. Who knows?
Whoever comes tops.
Whoever comes tops on Monday night, you might just find yourself as Man United manager next season. So that's a wrap of our Premier League action. Let's head over to AFCON. Let's talk about Bafana's performance in the tournament. Should we start at the Cameroon game?
Yeah, no, we can start.
We can start with the Cameroon game.
Yeah.
The first 15 minutes, of course, Bafana. Cameroon for the first 30 minutes of the game were chasing shadows.
Yeah,
Bafana looked like the best side in African football.
Yeah.
For large portions of that.
Yeah.
They smooth the ball, slick, stylish.
Yeah.
You know, you've got the opposition chasing shadows.
Yeah.
You create 3 golden opportunities. You should be up 3-0 in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You end up losing the game. That's the reality.
Yeah.
Similar Manchester United in the FA Cup this weekend. I thought Man United had 2 good opportunities early in the game. They should have, if they had gone ahead in the first 5-10 minutes of the game, makes a big difference to the fixture. If you're not going to take those chances, if you're not going to take guilt-edged golden opportunities, you're not going to progress in cup football in particular.
Yeah, that's a reality of cup competition, you know, or tournaments. You know, you're not going to have many of those chances presented to you. You know, you have to really, really convert when those chances comes around, you know. And for me, I agree fully with you. Bafana should not have lost that game. They did everything right. I think the coach, in a way, got his tactics right. He dominated Cameroon. But again, Cameroon has got quality players who are playing in Europe, and they just know how to kill games. When those opportunities came for them, buried them. You know, and we found ourselves chasing the game.
You can't criticize Hugo Broos at all because he can't put the ball in the net himself. He set the team up well. He chose the right squad. And the concern is it's a World Cup year.
Yeah.
Who's Bafana's finisher? Lyle Foster plays for Burnley.
Yeah.
He plays in the Premier League.
Could be like going to championship.
He could be in the championship by the time the World Cup rolls by. Probably will.
You don't know how much confidence you don't know what kind of a state of mind you'll be in as well. But
exactly. He's not going to have a boatload of chances in the Premier League either. He's not going to be scoring 20 goals. Is he going to be Bafana's first choice striker come the World Cup?
I don't know who else,
I don't know who else.
You know,
Evidence Mahopa.
But I think Incram Reynolds,
maybe,
he has to be considered. Because I think he's one player that we missed in the the AFCON.
He's leading the Betway Premiership goal scoring record.
Yeah, so his quality and his off the ball movements as well it's there, which is what Hugo Broos like. I don't know why he was not picked, but I'm hoping that he can do well for Mamelodi Sundowns in this last half of the season, so that he can stand a chance to be picked up for the World Cup. Because if not, who else, man?
Because that's the thing.
We don't have pool of strikers that we can pick from.
Because some of those group stage fixtures, Korea Republic and Mexico.
Yeah.
If Bafana play how they played against Cameroon, making them chase shadows.
Yeah.
It was like playing against ghosts. They couldn't get anywhere near them.
Yeah.
You know? If they finish those chances, if you've got a prolific striker who can finish off those chances when they come, who's to say Bafana don't progress from their group at the World Cup?
Yeah.
You know, and then knockout football is knockout football. Then anything happens.
Yeah, true.
You know, anything can happen from there. I think if you look further back at Bafana's fixture against Egypt, yes, they struggled in the first half, and yes, it was a red card that allowed them to impose themselves on Egypt.
Yeah.
But Egypt's defense were fighting a war.
Yeah, no.
Against Bafana.
Yeah,
it's another fixture where I think Bafana were the better side over the course of 90 minutes.
Silly mistakes
against
again.
Cameroon, the better side over the course of 90 minutes, and you've lost both those fixtures and you're out of AFCON.
Yeah.
Before the round of 16 even. At the round of 16 even. So it's like you're not even getting to the quarterfinals of AFCON is a disappointment for a team as good.
Yeah, definitely. It is a disappointment result, and I think that's why some of the fans, they're calling for Hugo Broos to step down, which I don't agree with personally.
No.
But I think
he can't put the ball in the net.
You can't put the ball. You can't. I mean, Mudau, that hand extension was unnecessary. Yes, it was given as a penalty in some games. The referee will wave player on, you know. But it's those small things that we have to fix going to the World Cup, that if we are gonna stand a chance, you can't be making those, I call them high school errors. You can't be making those errors. You have to really be composed and be in the game all the time. You know, the incident of Mudau was unfortunate because he had ample time to go clear the ball or to even just kick it out, you know, if you feel like you're under pressure. He did not need to do any body check, you know. Those things matters in a bigger scheme of things, you know. You find yourself in trouble if you don't manage those things, unfortunately. Yeah,
don't give the referee a decision to make. Don't let him, don't give it a 50-50 and then complain afterwards that it was harsh.
and it's unfair on him because I don't think it was a penalty.
Of course, I agree.
But
still, at the end of the day, what we're saying now is don't give them the 50-50.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of...
Or just take your chances.
Yeah.
I think that's the bigger picture of that thing is that like you 3-0 up in the first 15 minutes where they should have been, or at least 2.
Bury your
you
chances.
understand missing one of the 3 golden gilt-edged opportunities. You're 2-0 up in the first 15 minutes and it looks like a completely different game. You'd have the stuffing completely, the wind completely out of the sails of Cameroon.
Yeah.
And they would have been playing against Egypt.
Yeah,
now,
definitely.
Once again, and we showed Egypt that we were the better side in the group stages already. Who's to say we wouldn't be in this fixture against Nigeria now coming up? Is it Nigeria against?
Yeah, so we would have faced
we would have faced Morocco. We know how to deal with them as well.
Yeah, we know how to deal with them. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, Egypt obviously
on the other side
out
of the
Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
And Nigeria play Morocco, Senegal play Egypt. Are those the 4 best sides really left over? Those are the 4 best sides.
Those are the first.
I mean, Algeria would have normally been mentioned in that lot, but Nigeria showed them that they were
chasing shadows.
Yeah, Nigeria really showed themselves. And it's a disappointment for Nigeria to not be in the upcoming World Cup.
Yeah, I think Nigeria played one of their best games thus far in this tournament, because if you look at the previous games against, they won 4-0 against Mozambique, and the other games in the group stages, they were not really enterprising per se. But when you look at that game, the way they imposed themselves, they didn't give Algeria any space to play. They were just all over them. And as a result, Algeria could not even progress. They've closed all their passing lanes. Algeria couldn't even progress with the ball at all.
So Morocco obviously standout favorites for the tournament. They're a very good side.
I mean, they're playing Nigeria. If the Nigeria that played against Algeria showed up, and the Morocco that played against what's his name, Cameroon, we have a bust of a game.
Yeah, because Morocco didn't play.
Morocco did not play. That high press of Morocco, Mark, I'm telling you. I mean, when they approached that game against Cameroon, I watched that game, and I think they realized their weakness, that they're not going to match Cameroon physically. And they did what any other team would do if you don't have the physicality. You play your high press. You don't give your opponent any opportunity on the ball. When Cameroon had the ball, they had like 2 or 3 people to try and win the ball back. And when they got the ball back, they just distributed beautifully. I think that Morocco side, it's very, very, very deadly. And I'm tipping them to take it all the way and win it.
I agree. Egypt will be playing Senegal. Egypt still a very good side. Good footballing
really
side.
Convincing for me.
Not super convincing for me. Although in saying that, Ivory Coast have done quite well in this tournament, and that 3-2 is sort of flattering to Ivory Coast in a way. I thought Egypt were the better side.
Yeah. They woke up a little bit late, Ivory Coast. Yeah.
I think that's it. And of course, Mali, a very physical side that Senegal were able to oppose. Senegal's physicality going to be too much for Egypt?
Yeah, look, I think those West African side, their physicality is their strength. They win all the duels, and they play direct football, If you want to stop them, like I was saying, you just have to go play high press, just make sure that you close all the spaces, don't allow them on the ball. And if a team like Egypt, they've got like very, very good ball carriers, like in your Mamouche, that boy from Al Ahly who plays as a number 10, I forgot his name. Those are good ball carriers. If they can press Senegal and control the tempo, I foresee them edging Senegal, but I'm hoping that Senegal can win it.
Yeah, a Morocco-Egypt final, a Morocco-Senegal final, a Nigeria-Egypt final.
I don't want North versus North. I want either or.
All right, so like Nigeria-Egypt or Morocco-Senegal.
But also, like
Nigeria,
West
Senegal
versus West will be nice, and North versus North will still be nice. But I think we are in for a treat either or.
Yeah, so the current holders of the tournament, Ivory Coast, they're out.
Yeah.
Nigeria were the last year's finalists, or last AFCON's finalists, rather. It'll be interesting. Back-to-back finals for Nigeria could be interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
In between World Cup years, and then they haven't qualified for this World Cup.
Yeah,
they'll
true.
be bitterly disappointed.
They'll be bitterly disappointed, but they will be happy with the appointment that they've done of Eric Shelley, who came in the midst of their qualifications, and they tried to turn things around, though it didn't work out to their favor to get that automatic qualification. But he has turned things around. I think many of Nigerians, when I watch the other podcasts and just read about what are they, like a lot of fans saying, it's like they're happy with the progress that their team have made. I mean, Nigeria, before Eric Shelley came, they were struggling against a team like Lesotho. No disrespect to Lesotho, but I mean, Lesotho is nowhere near the level of Nigeria, if we are being honest. Absolutely. So they have been like they've been really disappointing. And that man came and sort of like changed a lot of things. And they're starting to look like the Nigeria that we know and a lot of us fear, you know. Is that me talking about Nigeria, bro? That's scary, eh?
That's scary because that was very nice. You haven't been this nice about Nigeria since we needed them to qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy Jollof these holidays?
Hey, man. You won't find me near that thing.
Okay. So predictions. I know you said you didn't want a North versus North. Egypt, Senegal. I know you don't want North versus North. But
I'm hoping Senegal goes through to the final. And on the other side, I'm hoping Morocco goes through.
Hope aside.
Yeah.
What do you think's going to happen?
Morocco is going to go through. I think Nigeria is playing well, and they picked at the right time, which is what you want in a tournament.
Absolutely.
You know, they were playing very, very well. But I just feel like, yes, it's Morocco. They're just unstoppable. They're so quick, and I don't think the Nigerians are going to cope with that pace of those boys. Yes,
what's the quality they got in that side? Like the likes of Brahim Diaz,
who's just like being
unreal talent, unbelievably good player. And Real Madrid could have used him in the Saudi Pro League Cup.
Hey, they needed him,
this week.
Yeah.
So Senegal, Egypt. Your honest prediction, not your hopes.
I think Senegal will edge Egypt.
I think they're not the Egypt of the past.
They're not. But the things with Egypt, they're just so efficient, man.
Yeah. I get the feeling it's going to be an all North African final.
Yeah, it's most probable.
I think it's Egypt versus Morocco. I'm looking most forward to Nigeria versus Morocco. To me, that's more the final than the actual final will be. I think those are the two strongest sides in the tournament. But I do see Morocco edging Nigeria in a good game. Yeah. And I do see Egypt beating Senegal. I think they'll have too much for them. I think when time comes for Egypt to hunker down and dig in, etc., I think their defense is resolute and difficult to break down. When they really have to do it, then they'll dig in. Yeah, and they'll do it. And they've got quality in that side. They've got quality.
And one thing that I've noticed with their manager, he's not shy to make those changes quick. No. He can make those changes very quick.
And trust me, Egypt won't mind if they go through by a solitary goal.
Yeah, they can score one solitary goal and just stay at the back.
They'll stay at the back for the last 30 minutes of a game and soak up pressure. They won't mind.
Yeah.
So I foresee a North African final.
I think it's difficult to predict because we are talking about top 4 teams here, and teams that are really, really littered with quality, you know, and at any given day they can beat each other, and it's just a matter of who's going to show up on the day and who's going to want it more.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that. We will cover the semi-finals next week, and then of course the final will be taking place on the 18th of January. So we won't be able to bring you more action from that.
Yeah, we'll just talk about it.
Reviewing that final with you come next week. Betway Premiership also returns next week.
Yeah, bro, I am missing Betway Premiership. I am not going to lie to you.
As soon as AFCON is finished, we're back in action. The 19th of January, Mamelodi Sundowns, Monday. Next week, Monday, Mamelodi Sundowns will be playing Orbit College, I believe. Let me bring that up. That's right. Sundowns versus Orbit College on the 19th of January. Betway Premiership returns.
Probably a catch-up game, yeah.
Yeah. And then we're followed by Kaizer Chiefs on Tuesday against Golden Arrows. Kukune versus Stellies on Tuesday. TS Galaxy versus Maruma Gallants on Wednesday. Richards Bay against Siwelele on the Saturday, the 23rd, I believe. Apologies, Friday the 23rd. And then next weekend's action, Orbit College come back to face Chippa United in the Betway Premiership. Those are the upcoming fixtures.
Looks like those are catch-up games, yeah?
Yeah, largely catch-up games.
Yeah.
So speaking of playing catch-up, Sundowns, Orlando Pirates not sleeping. Kaizer Chiefs need to play catch-up in the transfer window.
It's crazy, man. And there's one transfer that sort of like got me, I wouldn't say
And it's
sad.
confirmed at this point, right? You're a Pirates fan. Confirmed Saleng to Sundowns.
Yeah,
Done deal.
though I have not seen them revealing Mamelodi Sundowns, but
The
there's a lot of
understanding is
publications that are saying it's a done deal.
done deal.
And Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns, they always have these deals that always leave everybody shocked. If you go back to 2007, like Gift Lereme, top of his game, the late Gift Lereme, soul rest in peace, top of his game at the age of 22, he moves over to Mamelodi Sundowns, leaves Orlando Pirates fans like angry, not happy about that move. You fast forward to your Modise moving over to the other side. There's others, but those I'm just mentioning those that left a lot of Pirates fans not happy. You look at Lodge, you look at Chisboy Mukwena, those moves, you ask yourself, what is really, really going on? And it looks like Mamelodi Sundowns have become the naughty corner for Orlando Pirates. If you've got a little bit of disagreement with management and there's a fallout, they ship you to Mamelodi Sundowns, But for Saleng, I'm not happy with the move that he has gone to Mamelodi Sundowns. I was hoping that we can bring him back in this transfer window to bolster our squad. If you are to stand a chance of toppling Mamelodi Sundowns, you have to get the best. And Saleng, I think, is one of the best wingers in the Betway Premiership, and we needed him. But unfortunately, it looks like that relationship couldn't be amended, and they have to really sell him because he had renewed. So for me, it just doesn't make sense. This transfer does not make sense at all. But on the contrary, I'm happy for Saleng as a player. He deserves to be playing for a high-level team like Mamelodi Sundowns. That's the reality of it.
That's not the beginning and the end of negotiations between Orlando Pirates and Sundowns. Big rumors.
Yeah.
Mudau.
Yeah, I saw that, but none.
I know there's an age difference.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
And I know it's not necessarily a signing for the future, but if you want to win this Betway Premiership crown this year, is there a better right back to pick from?
Oh, no. He's by far the best in the Premier League, right? In the Premiership right now.
Yeah.
But
I think on the African continent, he can only really compare to the best right back in the world, which happens to play in the north of Africa.
Yeah.
And for PSG.
Yeah.
So other than him.
Yeah. I don't see that happening. I don't think. Okay, I'm two minds about it. I don't want to get excited about it because there's not really like much that has been said about it, and I really don't trust these rumors. Rumors are rumors. But again, he had issues with management of Mamelodi Sundowns. You don't know whether this Mamelodi Sundowns like, you're giving us trouble. Here's our fair share of troubles. Maybe he's gonna do well on the other side.
Yeah.
But if it happens, I'll be happy. I'll be chuffed.
That would be a big coup.
It'll be massive, massive for us. And yeah, he walks straight into that Orlando Pirates starting 11. There's no doubt about that. But I don't see that happening, honestly speaking.
But there is a bigger rumor.
Yeah.
In terms of Sundowns fans.
Yeah.
And in terms of the trajectory of the club moving forward or the overall impact on the Betway Premiership. Cardoso out, Pizzo in.
Yeah.
A return for Pizzo?
It's possible.
It would be huge.
It would be massive.
It's rumored.
Sundowns is Mamelodi Sundowns that we fear because of the structures that Pizzo Musumani put in place. I'm not discarding the other work that other people are doing. Obviously, for a team like Mamelodi Sundowns, everybody do play their part. But I think when they had Pizzo at the helm, Mamelodi Sundowns was a beast,
I think he created that framework for success.
Yeah, he created that framework for success, and even the people that came after him, they were people that were within the structure that he has created, and that's why you
Like
couldn't-
Rulani
and Coach Mangoba. That's why you couldn't see the difference in terms of the identity of the club. Yes, when Mangoba and Rulani was there, they were not as efficient as maybe when Pizza was there, but when Rulani was there was still Mamelodi Sundowns that we fear. He almost went the entire season unbeaten.
Last day when everyone was on holiday already, that's when they threw it away.
You know what I mean? So him going back, I think it would be a win for them. And it's a win-win. You know, he has to go back and settle some debts, I believe, allegedly.
Well,
You know, but I don't think it would be a bad move at all. But
it would be good for South African football in general. It'll be good for Bafana.
yeah, definitely. I think for
A strong Sundowns, a strong Pirates, and a strong Kaizer Chiefs is very good news for Bafana.
definitely you want that for Bafana, definitely. And Sundowns right now, I think maybe the rumors are coming out because Sundowns, yes, they are still there within touch of the Betway Premiership. We know how they can just catch on and go unbeaten for a while, right? And there's still Champions League to play for and Nedbank Cup. There's still a lot of football to be played. But Mamelodi Sundowns of this season, it's so beatable. Like teams are getting points from Mamelodi Sundowns, and which was not the case in the past. And maybe the management in that side are looking at it and like, maybe it's time for us to make some changes because
pull the trigger early.
Because
if it continues like this, you know, in the summer they'll pull the trigger.
Yeah, definitely.
If it continues the way it is. However, maybe they don't want to be premature and do it right away. But if pizza's available, it might force their hand. You know, if pizza's available and interested, might force their hand.
Yeah, never know. But let's see.
That would be massive news in the context of the Betway Premiership. Okay.
Which I can't wait for it to resume. Yeah,
back in a week.
Yeah, no.
So
counting days,
counting the days for the return of PSL action. Jetting off to European football, Endrick, a Real Madrid player on loan, debut in his new French club, Lyon.
Yeah.
Scores a goal.
Yeah.
On debut.
It's crazy.
We know his talent.
Yeah. But why is Madrid not utilizing him? You know,
because Kylian Mbappe is the number 9. Difficult to shift him over. Brahim Diaz is also there waiting. They've also got local boy Gonzalo Garcia.
Yeah.
The Real Madrid is stacked.
Yeah.
Endrick is definitely one for the future. It's not someone they're going to want to leave the club permanently. But this might be the first loan of another loan going forward so that in 2-3 years when maybe Mbappe's form begins to trickle down,
he can pick up.
He can come in, pick up where Mbappe's leaving off, perhaps, you know.
Yeah.
You know, because you might start losing players like Brahim Diaz. You know, you might see him return to Manchester City or something of the likes. You might see some of those players, some of those attacking options dissipate. And then Endrick's got his opportunity at Real Madrid. But right now, it's a difficult side to get into. It was the best move for him.
I think so.
I'm happy for him.
No, this loan move was very good for him.
Great for him.
With the World Cup coming, you want to be playing some football as well.
Good for Brazil.
No,
that was my next thing. That's a very good move for Brazil because he's going to be important for them. Brazil have a great side.
Yeah.
This is the first Brazil side I'm excited to watch in a long time because Rafinha's great. João Pedro is dangerous.
Richarlison as well.
Richarlison's also not bad. Yeah. He's picking up goals.
He's got his days,
You know, but with Endrick, João Pedro, Rafinha, with that sort of attacking lineup, and then the likes of Casemiro's experience and his ability in midfield, Brazil have a very exciting team at the moment. I think they could go all the way in this World Cup.
No, definitely. I mean, there will always be favorites going to the World Cup.
They're always one of them, right? For me, I don't know. Anyone who wants to win this thing needs to stop France first, and that's easier said than done.
Yeah,
because that's a good side.
France are littered with talent. Now,
my team, Portugal.
They've got two. I mean, France can put on a B team and then they can go all the way.
Spain have a good side, but France are really the top.
Let's not
discount Argentina.
Yeah,
but I think for me, France is, like you say, that B team will thump almost any international side in world football. That France squad is so deep and so good.
Yeah.
Elsewhere in Europe, or let's not say Europe, in Saudi Arabia, Barcelona versus Real Madrid.
Yeah, look, I couldn't watch that game. I couldn't find anywhere to watch it, but I
watched the highlights afterwards because I was scrolling through Super Sport channels for a good 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not on,
Yeah.
But look, we've seen that with the Super Cup before. You know, it's difficult to not be able to watch an El Clasico, but it's a tournament that DSTV just doesn't want to pay to sign the rights for the thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's...
and I don't have DAZN as a service. But regardless, it's an El Clasico.
Yeah.
Barcelona dominating the ball, fairly normal for this fixture. Real Madrid sort of let Barcelona have the ball and then try to punish them in other ways. But Barcelona were the better side, deserved winners of the Super Cup, heated as an El Clasico always is.
Yeah.
But the biggest talking point for me is you're having this in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
You're having the Spanish Super Cup final between Real Madrid and Barcelona in Saudi. I understand the financial incentive, but the cultural significance of a Clasico to the Spanish people is ludicrous. You should be saying no to the money.
Yeah, they're diluting the importance of that game.
It's so important.
Yeah.
You know? Like, would I still be saying this if Atletico Madrid were to have beaten Real Madrid in the build-up and then all of a sudden it's Barcelona versus Atletico in Saudi Arabia and then you say, well, they're making money. It's just a Super Cup. It's not the King's Cup. It's not Copa del Rey, which is more important. But I still think it's concerning for the trajectory of world football.
Yeah, I mean, that's where they want to push it because of the revenue that they can generate, you know.
And who's to say we're not going to have a Champions League final outside of Europe?
It's probably going to happen. And I mean, you saw like earlier this season, there were talks of having to play some games in Spanish games in America, right?
La Liga games in Miami and New York.
I think the UEFA Federation was like, not a chance.
Not a chance, but they managed to pull it off with the Super Cup. It's a matter of time before these things start to happen.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of time and we might not be able to stop it, you know. I speak like I'm in power.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those things where money is involved, anything can happen, you know.
For us, what's the difference, right? Here in South Africa, we're not living in Spain.
Yeah.
There's no significance to it for us.
Yeah, but I can't imagine a Soweto derby being played in somewhere else than Soweto. That's just my take.
You don't want to see Pirates versus Kaizer Chiefs in Nairobi?
Nah.
You don't want to see Pirates versus Kaizer
Bro,
Chiefs?
do you understand what happens when Pirates play Kaizer Chiefs in the streets of Gauteng or in the streets of Soweto?
Like Soweto in particular, but the whole of Joburg is buzzing.
The mood, it's something else. And unfortunately, that's the culture that is embedded in those people. You can't take it elsewhere. They're not going to feel it the same way those people are going to feel it. So
I think we're pretty safe from that for now.
Yeah.
But we're pretty safe for now because there's not enough interest in the Soweto derby for global audiences to want to take that fixture elsewhere. But long-term concerns might just be Pirates vs Chiefs is a big game. If the rest of the world starts to pay enough attention to it, you might just be watching that in Riyadh.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lali, happy 2026. It's a World Cup year.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, happy 2026. It's a World Cup year. We're going to the World Cup. It's the first time in a long time we can say something like that, you know.
Since 2010.
Yeah.
And 2010, we qualified automatically by being hosts. Yeah. So it's a big thing. It's a big year. Thank you so much for joining us once again. I'm Marco Martins.
I'm Musuphi.
This is Black and White Boots. Danko.
Danko.